Good night everyone, we are from Group 10. We'll explain about grammatical relation and passive sentence and also structure dependence. And the member of Group 10 are Gigi and Bangun and Dwi Indalestari. And today we will start to explain our slide and don't go anywhere.
Grammatical relation. Grammatical relation are also called grammatical function, grammatical rules, or syntactic function. Grammatical relation are functional relationship between constituents and a clause and the traditional grammar or subject, direct object, and indirect object. Grammatical relation can be characterized in terms of the meaning they express, in terms of their formal means of expression, and in terms of their syntactic function. What are syntactic relations? In linguistics, syntactic relation, grammatical function, grammatical rules, syntactic function, grammatical relation refers to functional relationship between constituent in a class of phrase. Relation between the constituent of various types of phrases or sentence is called syntactic relation. Grammatical relation, syntactic function. So far, we have looked at the types of sentence based on the usage from instructor. Now, we will focus on the internal structure of sentence involving the grammatical relation, syntactic function. Commonly, the basic version of the simple English sentence is the adjunct plus subject plus predicate plus object plus complement plus adjunct, where only the predicate is essential and in which the adjunct is mobile.
And you can make a note for subject or as is a noun or a person or thing which perform and the action of a verb or which is joined to a description by a verb and predicate or P. A part of a sentence or clause containing a verb and stating something about the subject. An object or O. A noun or person or thing that is affected by the action of a word or involved in the result of an action that is done by a subject. An adjunction or a is a word used as a modifier in a sentence. And the last is complement or C, a word or word group that completes the predicate in a sentence. The following example will show how the previous pattern works. And the example: the man called the boy suddenly. You can see noun part, verb part, noun part, and adverb part. We call the noun part as a subject or S, the verb part a predicate or P, the other noun part an object or O, and the adverb part an adjunction or A. And in this slide, we will show the tree of the grammatical relation. And the complete sentence is: she loved me for the danger I had passed. And you can see pronoun, verb, pronoun, preposition determining, noun, pronoun, auxiliary part, and the three of grammatical with the example with the complete sentence. In this slide, I will explain about passive sentence. Passive sentence is the subject does not perform the action in the sentence. In effect, the action is performed on it. Passive sentence consists of subject, predicate, and object. In the simple present tense, the pattern of active sentence is subject plus verb 1, s or es. For example, I cook the fish is the active sentence, and object plus to be or are, am, is, verb plus verb 3 plus subject. And for example, the fish is cooked by me is a passive sentence. In the simple past, the pattern in active sentence is s plus verb 2 plus object. For example, she was the car is active, and to make a passive sentence, the pattern is object plus to be, was or were, plus verb 3 plus subject. For example, the car was washed by her is the passive sentence, and the present continuous tense. To make active sentence, the pattern is subject plus to be, are, am, is, plus verb in. For example, they are studying English lesson is an active sentence. And to make passive sentence, the pattern is object plus to be, are, am, is, plus being plus verb 3. For example, English lesson were being studied by them is the example for passive sentence. In this slide, I will explain about function of passive sentence. 1. To show attraction to a person or object subject. 2. The action and not the person or subject of the perpetrator. And 2. To state an action that we don't know who did it, or we know the culprit but we don't want to name. And the 3 is the preposition by is used to show who is doing an action. And the last, for us to speak or write in formal situation. In this slide, I will explain about the structure dependent. Means the human language depends on an understanding of the internal structure of a sentence rather than on the number of elements involved. For example, each of these sentences has a similar basic structure. The man is my brother. The man who gave me the gift is my brother. He is my brother. Also, if we look at the sentence, we realize that human language has its own structure. I close the door. We can not always add or ed to the second word in every sentence. Like the company was bankrupt. Structure dependent. Structure dependency is a grammatical rules do not depend on the linear ordering of the words in the sentence, but on how these words are structured within constituent or specific types. Example, subject and auxiliary in a version in English. A. John is a student. B. John, who is a student, is smart. And the question for A. Is John a student? And we have two questions, and the right question is John, who is a student, smart? And the false question of B is John, who a student, is smart? And from White in 1989 said the question formation must be formulated in the term of some structural concept like subject, and apologize us if we have a mistake. Thank you.